Now I gotta talk about this guy. I found not hate preacher, but he does stuff at churches, so I have never heard until very recently about Jason Rapert. I think I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Maybe I'm not. Let me know if I am or not. But I had never heard of him before until very, very recently. And this could be one of those situations where my brain memory hold him, and so he's actually somebody I did notice before, and I just haven't lately. But holy shit. I found some of his stuff from a few years ago because of stuff he said recently. Let's go over the stuff he said recently, and then I'll show you the stuff I found from before. And by I found, I mean Right Wing Watch found, and I grabbed from their archive. So, first question, though, do you think that it's okay for gay people to be in the Republican Party? Because I think that gay people can have any politics they want, and so therefore if they wanted to be Republicans, I mean, they can, in the same way that I physically can shoot myself in the face. It's not advisable, but it can happen, so, you know, do with that what you will. That said, I think that that's kind of what happens when you are a gay Republican. Generally speaking, maybe I'm incorrect, but again, like with a lot of things, I don't think I am. That said, let's go ahead and get into the fan art section, and then we will get into what this guy has been saying. This one has been shown before already. It's from Small Spoon Art. It is another plug suit Suris. This was submitted for the fan art contest, though this is the one from the regular fan art section because now that the model has debuted, the fan art contest submissions are over, and we are going to start doing the voting here in the next few weeks. I'm going to wait a little bit on that because I don't have the money to afford a new model right now, so anyways, as always, thank you for your fan art submission. This one's from Small Spoon Art. Like I said, if you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, the best way to do so is to drop it into the fan art section of the Discord. With that said, all right, so like I said, I do not remember ever covering this guy. If I did in the past, let me know, but I have forgotten.
I don't want LGBTQ activists in the Republican Party of the United States of America. I am a Republican. I support Republicans because I believe that's the best chance and best party right now for us to do something to save the country. But do you know?
Now, can you notice something already happening here? Something super cool and neat. Did you notice that he said that he thinks the Republican Party will save the country? Just out of curiosity, do any of you think that he's actually going to articulate what the country needs saving from? Because I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. I don't think it is at all. Said his lip syncing sucks? Yes, it does. Ensig says, define save the country for the class, please. Oh, I'm so happy that people in my audience have learned how to scrutinize this shit. I appreciate that more than any of you will ever know. During his previous discussion of him, anti-choice. Oh my god, I did. Oh my god, he's bald. The war on librarians. Okay, so I talked about him. Oh, yep, there he is. There he is right there. Okay, cool. So I have talked about him before. My recollection is bad because I self-therapize. Okay, buddy. Continue. Why don't you want the gays in the Republican Party?
What? I do not want people inactive in our party who are against what God says or what God says in His Word. Okay, so
religion and politics have to stay together forever, I guess. They get to be bedfellows until the end of time. Okay. You know what? No. We're going full slime for this one. We're just gonna go slime for this one. I don't know the criteria by which I will decide to slime, but I will do it.
I am for marriage between one man and one woman.
So what about the polyamorous folks who wish to be with multiple partners? Or I guess fuck them, I guess. Or, maybe don't fuck them. Or maybe lots of fucking them. I mean, really, it depends. But it doesn't affect your marriage at all if gay people boink or if gay people are married. So why should you care?
Period. I am not for men marrying men or women marrying women.
Yeah, but why? And you can't just use the Bible as your excuse. You need to explain why I should care about that. Because, I'm not a Christian, so why should I follow your Bible?
I'm a Christian. When God says something is sin and it's an abomination, I don't want to bring people into my camp to do that. I would love for them to come in and change and to do what God says in his word.
Okay, but I have a question. If you're married, sir, which I don't know if you are, I can't see your ring finger, and I don't feel like Googling whether or not you have a wife, bless her heart. I just want to ask you a very, very serious question. If I told you that you needed to divorce your wife, or you needed to leave her because of my religion tells you that you should not be in your relationship. Now, he is a Republican, so there is a chance that whatever relationship he's in is actually unethical, but that's not what we're talking about right now. We're assuming that it's ethical, and we are assuming he's in one, and we are assuming that that sucks for her. That last one's probably not an assumption. If I was telling you that you could not be with your partner, you would be flabbergasted. You would be angry. You would rebel against that. That's the same thing that's going to happen with gay people. Like, I hate to tell you this, bud, but no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You would not be happy with somebody telling you that you needed to leave your partner, so why would you do the same thing to them? Doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
But I'm not interested in those people coming in and trying to change the values of what we believe in the United States of America as Christian conservatives.
I mean, have you ever considered that you were wrong and that it is okay to be wrong and learn and grow? Is that a thing that has crossed your mind, or do you just not fathom the idea that you're wrong? Anyway, just saying, that's not the only thing we're going to be talking about where he's considered. We got some more.
Look, I'm telling you, I'm wearing this United States flag hat today because we're coming up on the 250th anniversary. But you know what I want you to know right now from the bottom of my heart? Our founding fathers did not give their lives, risk their families, give up their fortunes so that radical Islamists could come to this nation and take God out of our country.
Actually, I think you'll find that because most of the founding fathers were deists, they in fact did die for this country so that people of various religions could find a home here. Like, I'm fairly certain that that's the case. Like, it turns out that in the Great Roulette of Shit, you did manage to get Christianity on top here. And I'm not saying that that's good or bad in this particular context. But what I am saying is that I feel like this should be a country that equally accepts Christians, atheists, and people of any other religion, including Islam. I think that we should be able to respect those religions. We should be able to expect that they are able to live full and prosperous lives here. My problem when somebody else has a religion almost always begins and ends with whether or not they are trying to tell me what rules I need to live by based on what their God supposedly has said. Maybe it's the fact that I know enough friends of mine who are pagan that the idea, not even to like the rebelling atheist, I don't believe in your God, so fuck you, but like even people who believe in other gods, if you're somebody who's pagan and you serve Loki and another person says, well, I serve Thor and Thor says you should do this, you just kind of tilt your head and go, well, that's good for Thor. Like, that's good for him. That's not my patron deity. Fuck off. So, I don't know. Pagans, those hoity-toity types, not one to eat meat and shit. Did you say pagan? Pagan vegans? No. But also, yes, I am an atheist, so why should I give a shit about what your God says? Like, if you cannot give me a reason that I should care about your deity, then I do not think that I should have to follow the rules of your deity. Any rule that you would like me to follow, you need to be able to support over and above it being in the Bible. Orla Seraph says, I eat meat. Orla, could you not tell that was a joke about vegans? That was a misspelling of vegan. The entire point of that joke was to say that that Dorito was misunderstanding what the word meant, because he knows what a vegan is and he knows what a pagan is, and the misunderstanding of those two words and mixing it up, that is the part that is humorous, and it is even more humorous now that I am having to explain it. God, I love autism.
Coming up on the 250th anniversary, but you know what I want you to know?
That somebody's going to clip that part where I said that, and they're going to take that completely out of context.
Right now, from the bottom of my heart, our founding fathers did not give their lives, risk their families, give up their fortunes so that radical Islamists could come to this nation and take God out of our country.
Can I also ask a follow-up question, my guy? What does take God out of the country mean? Because, like, does it mean not having mandated prayer in school? Does it mean not allowing the Bible to be taught in school as a historical document? Is it not having a national religion? Is it not teaching young earth creationism? Like, which thing is taking the God out of the country? Because I don't see that happening anywhere.
They did not sacrifice so
Magic Brewer says, they took their dirt!
that LGBTQ activists could run around looking like nut jobs and say it's okay to cut the penises off of little boys.
I love when they say this penises off of little boys shit. Are we going to have to make a chart for this? Are we going to have to make a chart for this? Am I going to have to, like, commission Pernia to make a chart about how gender-affirming care works? Because I might actually do that. Like, either Pernia or K-Fox, or Axo, just like anybody who would be willing to do it for funsies, I might just actually do, along with the Evangelion clapping congratulations thing. But, like, okay, let's talk about how gender-affirming care works, because you don't seem to fucking understand. Gender-affirming care from the ages of 5 to, like, 13 is just social transitioning. Around the time that somebody begins puberty, they have to have began puberty for an amount of time, we then can put them on puberty blockers. Puberty blockers can be something that you are on for usually up to 5 years. Exceptions can be made in one direction or the other. Cool. So if somebody's 11, 12, 13, entering puberty, puberty blockers get on there. Now suddenly they have till 16, 17, 18 before the puberty blockers are gone. After the puberty blockers are gone, the decision is made as to whether or not they would like to continue continue with the puberty that they normally would go through, or if they would like to have a different puberty. If they would like to have a different puberty, then they are on HRT. On HRT, you must be on HRT for a year or two before we are able to do any kind of surgeries on you. Would you like to know why? Because the body goes through a bunch of fundamental changes when you put it through puberty, and one of those changes when you put it through possibly a second puberty with HRT are changes in breast development, changes in size of the penis, changes in a lot of areas where the body is concerned. The doctor, not only for consent reasons for children, is not going to be performing any of those surgeries on a little boy, especially not at the population level you need to be worried about, but also on top of that, the reason that they will not be performing that procedure on somebody of that age is that they do not know what that person's body is going to be like in the next 4 or 5 years. So any cosmetic surgery or any invasive surgery that would change the phenotype of the person cannot be done safely until we know what that body is going to look like later on down the road. Now, again, like with anything medical, there are always situations where exceptions can be made. I know that there's at least one content creator who's trans who said that they got their bottom surgery. I think she got it at like 17 or something like that. So there are a handful of rare exceptions where person A says it's okay, person B says it's okay, doctor says it's okay, psychologist says it's okay, psychiatrist says it's okay, therapist says it's okay, and the parent says it's okay, and the person who wants it to be done says it's okay. And at that point, literally everybody has consented, so why the fuck do you care? We literally let people drive gigantic bullets on the highway at a year younger than that in the United States, and yet somehow that is considered A-okay. Or let's say sometimes the courts say it's okay instead of the parents. Right, that's why I said person A or person B. That's my fill-in for other person who may need to be involved in this situation at whatever level. So, when you say dumbass propaganda, like cutting the penises off of little boys, you are ignoring the actual way that this is done in the medical field, and you are doing so deliberately because your entire purpose on this platform is not to inform, it is not to spread the word of God, it is not to be a better person for Christ, it is to spread propaganda for your favorite sports team. I mean political party. Did I get that right? Because I think I did.
And the breasts off of little girls. That's not what our founding fathers died for.
Our founding fathers also didn't die for cancer research, but we still do that. Our founding fathers also didn't die for California, but we still have that now. Like, things have been added on to the American experience from that moment. Also, by the way, just saying on the boob thing, it's not actually always trans women who want, or not, it's not always trans men who want to have their breasts cut off. Sometimes it's cis women who have breasts that grow to a size that causes them back problems. Fun fact, at my card shop, there was a woman playing Riftbound there who was struggling to do some basic things, and when asked about why, she said that, she had recently had top surgery, and the top surgery was a breast reduction surgery because her back was in immense pain and she needed to alleviate that pain. And so she is in recovery from that surgery. And because my partner just went through top surgery as well, but in the other direction, I just like, yeah, nope, I get it. That makes perfect sense. I can tell what you're going through because I know what it's like to be the caretaker for my partner going through that. But seeing these videos made me want to go and dig a little deeper into the things he said over the years. So I found this one. And by I found, I of course mean, again, Right Wing Watch found, and I am aping them.
Transvestitism, transgenderism, the
Holy shit! He's woke! He recognizes that there is a difference between those words! Guys! He understands the difference between drag and being trans. Holy shit, he's woke now.
LGBTQ movement in the country is of the devil.
That's right.
Period. It's of the devil. So you don't need to be supporting people and voting for people that do things of the devil.
That's right.
Amen. There's no way a real Christian can do that. I don't know if you're live streaming this or not. I'm telling all of you today, you cannot be a Christian and vote for people that do the devil's work.
That's right.
You can't.
Right, but your definition of doing the devil's work is being the gay. So I don't know how much credence I want to lend to that. I don't think I care. You know, though, said, oh no, I can't be Christian. Well, anyways. Yeah. Well, anyways. Anyways. I think it's funny that this guy has been beating this drum for years. And he's a person who's actually been a politician before. Like, this is a guy that has had power. And yet, we're sitting here watching this person just have a foot in their mouth perpetually. At no point could he substantiate any of the claims that he has made. Now, granted, we are watching a video, so it's not on him in his pre-recorded video to substantiate his claims, but there are certain things that I am always willing to say with quite a lot of confidence, and this is one of them. Orla says, I'm starting to think that lots of these people say to themselves, what would Jesus do, just so they can do the exact opposite of him? What would Jesus do? Get the gun. Classic American-flavored demonization/otherization. Yup. Yup. But that was Jason Rapert. I wanted to talk about him a little bit because I thought the things he did and said were stupid. And I figured that we could make fun of him together. Look at his dumb face. Anywho, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Also, just so you guys know, not only would I really appreciate it if you were to subscribe to the channel. That would be really cool. That would be amazing. But on top of that, I do want to let you know that you can support this channel financially by going over to Patreon. But if you don't want to do that, and that's entirely fair, because sometimes you really want to have something given to you for your effort. And if that's the case, then I have something that you can get right now. And that is the new channel playmat That is a full reference to the cooking streams we have done on the channel with me and Saki out in the kitchen making some pescati. What is the answer when a recipe calls for 3 cloves of garlic? That's right. You use 16 cloves of garlic. What is the answer when the recipe says to use a bulb of garlic? That's right. You grab another fucking bulb. Anytime that a recipe says that it should have garlic, you should add more of that garlic, because there is a chance that recipe was written by a white person who is afraid of flavor. That said, this is available on the merch store over at Fourth Wall. It is in the description. You can go ahead and check there right now if you want, if you'd like to support the channel and what I do, and have a little bit of merch representing the channel that you can take over to your LGS when you go play Magic the Gathering, Riftbound, Pokemon, or if you don't bathe. I mean, play Yu-Gi-Oh! Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.